caring too much about your rank is probably the #1 thing holding you back in Fortnite. It makes you play scared, second guess your decisions, and hold back when you should be going all in. The truth is, the harder you try to protect your rank, the worse you actually perform. In this video, I'm breaking down exactly why that happens, how it's killing your improvement, and what you can do to finally break out of that mindset and start ranking up for real. Stick around, because if you've been stuck for way too long, this might be the wake-up call you need. Let's start with this simple truth. When you care too much about your Fortnite rank, you don't play to improve, you play not to lose, and that's a huge difference. This difference may seem small on the surface, but in reality, it's the main reason why so many players feel stuck, frustrated, and burnt out. The fear of losing rank creates a mindset that leads to stagnation. You stop taking risks, you second guess every decision, and you fall into patterns of overly safe gameplay that limit your growth. This isn't just a casual issue, it's a deeply rooted problem that affects how you approach the game entirely. Think about it. How many times have you played Fortnite and absolutely popped off in a creative map or during a late night session with no pressure? In those moments, your mindset was relaxed. You weren't thinking about ranks or points, you were just playing the game. Your aim was fluid, your builds were snappy, and you made decisions with confidence. Now compare that version of yourself to the version that cues into rank while being just a couple points away from ranking up. Suddenly, you're holding back, you're avoiding fights, you're boxing up early, you're not making those confident mid-game rotations or going for aggressive endgame plays. That's what I call rank anxiety, and it's more common than you might think. Rank anxiety is when your concern about the outcome of a match overtakes your focus on actually improving your skill. It creates unnecessary pressure, and that pressure leads to cautious, fear-driven gameplay. Instead of building confidence through repetition and experience, you start building habits around risk avoidance. Ironically, those habits are what cause you to lose more matches. Fortnite at its core rewards confidence and decisiveness. That doesn't mean blindly W-king every player you see, but it does mean playing with intent, trusting your reads, taking calculated risks, and learning from your outcomes. Most players don't even realize they're playing with rank anxiety. It starts subtly. Maybe you're a little slower to engage, maybe you avoid hot drops you'd normally land at, maybe you stop rotating aggressively, hoping zone will favor you instead. Over time, these decisions add up, you become more passive. Your mechanics get rusty in high pressure situations, and when you do finally take a fight, you hesitate. That hesitation gets you eliminated. Then you tilt, then you blame the game, and then you spiral. But here's the thing. Your best plays, the ones that make you proud, the ones that push you to the next level, they don't happen when you're scared. They happen when you're in the zone. They happen when you're playing with confidence, and that confidence comes from trusting your process, not obsessing over your rank. Now, let's address the obvious question. How do I just stop caring about my rank? It's not about flipping a switch and pretending rank doesn't exist. It's about reframing your relationship with rank. Instead of seeing it as your goal, see it as a byproduct. Your real goal should be improvement. Your real goal should be skill. Your current rank is just a checkpoint, a temporary snapshot of your current level. If you're stuck, that's okay. You're just passing through. The moment you accept that your current division isn't a statement of your potential, but simply where you are in the process, it becomes much easier to let go of the emotional attachment. When I really started to progress in Fortnite, it wasn't because I grinded points nonstop, it was because I started to treat every game like a learning opportunity. If I got outplayed, I went back and reviewed what happened. Did I overpeak? Did I scuff my retakes? Did I panic and misplace a build? I looked at each loss, not as proof that I was bad, but as a window into what I could improve next. And I improved fast. Way faster than when I was focused on only gaining points. Ironically, once I stopped obsessing over ranked points, I started ranking up way faster. Fortnite isn't a game where you level up in a straight line. It's a game filled with peaks and valleys. Some days you win 6 games in a row, other days you get triple keyed off spawn 3 games in a row. That's part of the game. That's part of any competitive system. The key difference between players who keep progressing and those who quit out of frustration is how they respond to that variance. If every setback tilts you, you're never going to stay consistent. But if you learn to zoom out and view your performance over time, that's where real growth starts. If you're watching this video, chances are you're already someone who wants to improve. You're looking for ways to get better, and that's awesome. But let me say this clearly. Improvement does not come from protecting what you already have. It comes from taking risks, making mistakes, and learning faster than everyone else. The best players in Fortnite are constantly experimenting. They try different drop spots, they try different types of fights, they use creative aim training maps, they grind their mechanics, and review their VODs. They're not afraid to look dumb for a couple of games if it means gaining insight that will help them long term. That's the difference maker. Add another key part of all this, joy. When you care too much about your rank, you start to lose the fun in the game. You stop enjoying the grind. Every loss feels personal, every match feels like a chore. That's when burnout kicks in. And trust me, no one's improving when they're mentally drained and not enjoying the process. You have to love the game, or at least love the feeling of getting better. That joy is the fuel that makes real progress possible. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Mindset is 50% of the grind. You can have the best aim and the best mechanics in the world, but if you're tilted, if you're doubting yourself, if you're scared of failing, then you'll never play at your full potential. Mindset is what allows you to take initiative. It's what keeps you composed when the storm is closing in, and it's a 1v1 with 10 seconds on the clock. It's what helps you bounce back after a frustrating day and come back sharper the next day. So what does a good mindset actually look like in Fortnite? First, it means detaching your identity from your rank. You are not your rank division. You are not your KD or win rate. You are a player who is learning and growing, period. Second, it means setting goals around improvement, not points. For example, maybe your goal today is work on early game engagements, or maybe you want to practice tracking with SMGs and box fights. When you're focused on skill building, the results follow naturally. Third, it means staying calm under pressure. Easier said than done, I know, but learning how to breathe, reset, and stay mentally engaged when you're frustrated is a huge skill. Tilt control is real, and it's part of becoming a top player. And fourth, it means having a routine. Pro players don't just play ranked all day. They warm up, they do aim routines, they play creative, they review their games. You don't need to copy someone else's exact setup, but having a daily routine that balances fun and focus is a game changer. The truth is, the more you chase improvement, the more your rank will naturally rise, and it will feel way more satisfying when it does because you'll know it came from earned progress and not just lucky lobbies. And finally, remember that every single game, win or loss, is valuable, even in the worst matches. There's always something to take away. Maybe you realize a certain edit pattern isn't working, or maybe you notice you panicked when getting sprayed. That awareness is gold. Most players hit a wall not because they aren't good enough, but because they stop being curious. They stop analyzing, stop learning, and just start blaming. If you can keep your curiosity alive, if you can approach every match with the mindset of what can I learn from this, then you'll be shocked at how fast you climb, both in skill and in your rank. So next time you load into a game, ask yourself, am I playing to protect my ranked points, or am I playing to grow and improve? That single question can completely change how you approach Fortnite. Stop playing scared, stop letting your rank dictate your decisions, embrace the ups and downs, chase real improvement, and you'll not only become a better player, you'll enjoy the game a whole lot more. And that, more than any division or leaderboard, is what truly makes the grind worth it. So let me end with this. If you want to make real progress in Fortnite, let go of the points, let go of the pressure, let go of the fear. Start showing up every season and session with one goal: to improve. Track your mistakes, embrace the grind, play with confidence, and above all, have fun. It's a video game for once and all. But if you're not enjoying the game, it's not worth playing. Don't ruin your mental health and your actual health over a video game, guys. It is not that important. Even if you spent so much time on the game that you feel like you're losing a part of yourself, if it truly does not bring you happiness, don't do it. Because if it's going to affect you mentally and physically, there's no reason to keep pursuing that thing. You might have to let go, and you can come back to it in the future. Remember, letting go of something you guys love might be the change that you need in order to actually get good at something and grow. But also, if you can follow through when things get actually hard, then you can actually grow way faster than any other person, just because you're able to put in that little bit extra effort that no one else will give. And if this video helped reset your mindset, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more. Join the Discord in the description if you want to connect with other players chasing improvement just like you. And of course, if you want to support the channel and everything I do, use code FLOWN in the Fortnite item shop. It means the world to me. Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. I love you all. Peace, guys.